Welcome. Today, we're delving into how language can evoke different sensory experiences, or what we might call perception pathways.
These are the ways we engage with the world through sight, sound, touch, and even our inner thoughts.
In this video, we'll focus on the visual pathway, using one of the most vividly expressive sonnets ever written, Shakespeare's Sonnet 43. Shakespeare's language has a unique ability to create powerful mental pictures, and Sonnet 43 is a superb example of how he captivates the reader's visual imagination. Let's explore the sonnet line by line and uncover how Shakespeare crafts a visual experience that remains timeless. When most I wink, then do mine eyes best see. The sonnet begins with a paradox that immediately draws us in. The speaker sees most clearly when his eyes are closed. This suggests that the clarity found in dreams surpasses the limits of physical sight. The word wink implies shutting the eyes, encouraging us to picture darkness transforming into vivid imagery. Shakespeare uses visual language to invite us into the mind's eye, showing how true seeing goes beyond the physical world. There's also an introspective layer here. This line could imply a reflective experience, akin to a sense of inner calm or contemplation.
For all the day they view things unrespected. The speaker contrasts the uninspired reality of his waking vision with the richness of what appears in sleep. Throughout the day, the eyes perceive ordinary, unremarkable things that fail to capture attention. Shakespeare sets up a stark contrast between the dullness of daylight and the depth of meaning found in dreams, asking us to visualize how sleep reveals what truly matters. Alternatively, this line might evoke the auditory world, where the overwhelming noise of everyday life becomes unrespected background sound, replaced by a more meaningful mental quietude during sleep. But when I sleep, in dreams they look on thee. The visual focus intensifies as the speaker reveals that it is during sleep that he truly sees the beloved. The beloved's image dominates his dreams, becoming the central visual experience of the sonnet. Shakespeare's language encourages us to imagine dreaming, where the mind's eye conjures the most precious images. This line might also evoke a kinesthetic response, as the act of dreaming could awaken sensations of longing, warmth, or emotional presence. And darkly bright are bright and dark directed. Here, Shakespeare plays with visual contrasts, light within darkness and shadow that seems illuminated. The paradox urges us to imagine a mysterious glow that pervades the speaker's dreams, blending elements of light and dark in an unusual way. This juxtaposition invites us to picture something that defies ordinary perception. Additionally, the rhythmic flow of darkly bright and bright in dark could resonate with an auditory listener, creating an almost musical quality that enhances the imagery. Then thou, whose shadows doth make bright. In this line, the beloved's shadow is said to brighten other shadows, turning an absence into a source of illumination. Shakespeare challenges our expectations by presenting darkness as something capable of radiating light. This imagery urges us to think of how love or yearning can bring light to even the dimmest moments. For some, this line might also evoke a kinesthetic response, where the beloved's presence, even in shadow form, is felt as an emotional warmth or a gentle glow. How would thy shadow's form happy show? The sonnet shifts from shadow to form. The speaker wonders how much more joyful it would be to experience the beloved's real presence rather than just a fleeting shadow. The contrast between shadow and form invites us to visualize a transition from something indistinct to something fully realized. For those with a logical or digital mindset, This line might prompt reflection on the difference between perception and reality, inviting a more analytical consideration of the interplay between shadow and form. To the clear day with thy much clearer light. Here, the beloved's light outshines the brightness of day itself. Shakespeare uses this comparison to suggest that the beloved's presence is more illuminating than sunlight, urging us to perceive the beloved as a source of transcendent light. Alternatively, the term clearer light could resonate on an auditory level, suggesting clarity not only in vision, but also in voice or expression, symbolizing a purity of truth. When to unseeing eyes thy shade shines so. The final line of the quatrain emphasizes the paradox of sight without sight. Even with closed eyes, the speaker perceives the beloved's shade shining brightly. This suggests that genuine perception transcends the physical act of seeing, engaging a deeper, more emotional kind of vision. Shakespeare leaves us with a vivid image of a shade that shines, mixing light and shadow to create a striking visual picture. One could also feel this line on a kinesthetic level, imagining the emotional radiance experienced even without sight. How would I say mine eyes be blessed made? The speaker expresses a longing to be blessed by the sight of the beloved in reality. The use of blessed evokes a sense of profound appreciation and wonder, appealing to the visual pathway by suggesting the joy of witnessing something truly beautiful. By looking on thee in the living day, Shakespeare contrasts the speaker's dreams with the possibility of seeing the beloved in the living day. This line strengthens the sonnet's visual focus by presenting day as the setting where the speaker's longing could be fulfilled, bringing an image of brightness and life into view. When in dead night thy fair and perfect shade, the speaker describes the beloved as a fair, imperfect shade appearing in the dead night, merging elements of beauty with an incomplete or obscured form. This imagery creates a tension between what is visible and what remains hidden, inviting us to imagine the beloved as an elusive, partial vision. Through heavy sleep on sightless eyes doth stay. This line evokes the weight of sleep and the paradox of sightless eyes. The image of the beloved lingers with the speaker even in deep sleep, suggesting a persistence of vision despite the limitations of closed eyes. The language conjures a strong visual impression of the beloved's enduring presence. All days are nights to see till I see thee, and nights bright days when dreams do show thee me. The couplet encapsulates the sonnet's central theme. Days are dark without the beloved, while nights become bright days when dreams reveal her. Shakespeare transforms ordinary perceptions of time, making us see how the speaker's emotional reality is shaped entirely by the presence or absence of the beloved's image. Sonnet 43 exemplifies how language can stimulate the visual perception pathway. Shakespeare consistently challenges our sense of sight, asking us to rethink seeing through dreams, shadows, and imagination. The visual canal dominates in this sonnet, creating vivid pictures that provoke deep emotional responses. With its rich imagery of dreaming and paradoxical vision, the sonnet invites interpretation through the lens of dream theory. From a Freudian perspective, it can be viewed as an expression of wish fulfillment, where the speaker's longing for the beloved finds satisfaction in the dream world. Freud believed that dreams reveal our deepest desires and unresolved conflicts, often in symbolic form. Here, the beloved serves as the focal point of the speaker's unconscious yearning, with the act of seeing in dreams compensating for the lack of fulfillment in waking life. In contrast, Jung's approach would see the sonnet as a manifestation of the anima, an archetype representing the inner feminine aspect of the male psyche. The beloved reflects not just a personal desire, but a deeper need for integration and self-discovery. The interplay of light and shadow throughout the poem mirrors Jung's notion of the union of opposites, suggesting a journey toward wholeness, where the conscious mind encounters the transformative qualities of the unconscious. In this way, the sonnet captures more than a love story. It reflects the inner psychological landscape of the speaker, using light and shadow to symbolize the tension between reality and the realm of dreams. Thank you for joining me on this visual journey through Shakespeare's Sonnet 43. If you enjoyed this analysis, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insights into how language shapes our perceptions. See you in the next video.